Thank you for joining Effortless Attraction. My name is Evelyn McAleer. I'm the author of A Life You Want, Effortless, and The Woman's Journey. I'm a life coach, business mentor, and inspirational speaker. And my greatest value is making a difference in people's lives. So I hope through these podcasts, I can make a difference to your life. Today's show is sponsored by Robin Bates Dog Training, with over 20 years' experience making a difference to the lives of humans and your four-legged friend. Check out Robin's online training programs from the comfort of your own home. Visit robinbatesdogtraining.com. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever can get to join in this great podcast today. I am joined by the sponsor of our show, Robin Bates from Robin Bates Training. And I'm delighted to have this conversation because, as I always say, my greatest value is making a difference in people's lives. And for sure, Robin Bates is making a difference in people's lives worldwide. Robin, you are very welcome today.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. It's a pleasure to be here.
I don't currently have a dog. We had always dogs as I was growing up, but I know everybody has a dog. Tell me this, what was the passion or the interest that took you down that route of working with our canine friends?
Well, Evelyn, I think when I was growing up, there was always a dog in the house, and there was always the great joy that they brought. They brought the family together at the weekends. We went out on group walks together. Saturdays and Sundays, we went up to Cave Hill, and the dog always came. And it was really all about getting the dog out and the family out. It was a great bonding experience for the family. I missed having a dog, so I did get a dog. And then I got another one, and then somebody suggested I should go dog training, and I thought, I didn't even think such a thing existed. And I joined a dog training club and started training for fun, and then it got serious into competition, and one thing led to another. So, yeah, that's where I am now.
How many years have you been doing the dog training for now, Robin?
Well, as a professional, it'll be 20 years next year.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the dog club 30 years ago, and it was more of an amateur thing until I decided to do some studying and maybe think I could do this for myself.
Yeah. And what you do, you are making a difference to people's lives and changing that. You know, I know now that we're recording this podcast, we're brinking on the Christmas period, and where a lot of dogs will be brought into a household to gift to kids, to gift to someone else. And that's all and well, and the excitement is there. But can you tell us, the importance of, before even welcoming a dog into our home, what should people know or understand about it?
Well, first thing, people should realize what they're about to bring into their life. We're asking dogs to come into our lives. The dog didn't ask to come into our lives for a start, but there's so much preparation. So landing a surprise puppy on one of the busiest household days of the year is a lot for everybody to take in. So the puppy will be overwhelmed with love and hugs and kisses, and maybe mummy's fighting with the turkey in the kitchen and the dog's chewing her ankles. There's an awful lot of chaos on that day. So it might be a better idea to bring it in on a quieter day or a couple of days beforehand. There is so much preparation to get a puppy settled in, like where it's going to sleep. Will it have separation problems? Is there enough toys, appropriate food, there needs to be water available at all times. And best of all animals need somewhere safe to go to if they are overwhelmed, and provide a safe space for the dog to sleep.
Yeah, I think it's important, isn't it? It's because it's a child, it's another member of the family, and it's hopefully a part of the family is going to be there for quite some time in the years to follow. I definitely know the huge benefits too that the dogs bring to perhaps people that are living by themselves or or elderly people is a form, is a companionship, isn't it, Robin?
It certainly is. I mean, my dad there, he's 87. He was 87 at the weekend. And he rescued an elderly dog last year, and it's really done him the power of good. It's got him out of the house. It's got him walking. It's got him chatting to his old buddies that he would have met years ago when he was walking his other dogs. So it's been a great source of company to him and a great source of improving his social activities, because he was, like a lot of elderly people, they're in danger of sitting watching TV, spending a lot of time on their own, and a dog is great company. And even at night, just to have that thing snoring at the end of the sofa when you're watching TV seems to be a great bonus for him.
Yeah, it's wonderful. A companionship. The lovely things about dogs too, I remember hearing someone saying they ask nothing of you. They're very loyal animals, and they don't ask anything of humans. Just be yourself, as I am going to be myself.
Yeah, they do have their needs. That's what we have to remember. They do, like a bit of structure. They like to do things, and we also need to look at various breeds. Collies are high energy, they're hard work, they do need a lot of mental and physical stimulation, and that needs to be balanced. Whereas you can get, Shih Tzus and smaller dogs, which are quite happy to potter around the house. But they do all have needs. They do have physical needs, mental needs, the same as ourselves. And they like the company. They do not like to be solitary animals. They do enjoy us being there and us interacting with them. So we have to... Yes, it's quite often I let mine be and they just get on with it, but I do fulfill their needs so that I can work during the day and they're not bored.
You hit on something very important. The needs of a dog should be matched to the owners. Is that the case? If we pick up the wrong dog that needs all this energy and all this exercise, and the owner's unable to deliver that, that research, is that very important when choosing a dog?
It's essential. There's a lot of working breeds. When I train dogs all over the country, and when you're in Belfast, there's a different selection of breeds generally. And the more you travel out to the country, you get more working breeds like Labradors and Springer Spaniels. And those dogs are bred to do a job. And if they don't get to do that job, or at least get their energy pushed into more appropriate activities, they will become bored, they will become destructive, they will become hard work. So these things need to be taken into consideration when you're purchasing a dog. You cannot buy a dog purely on looks. Huskies are beautiful looking dogs, but they can do 20, 30 miles a day walking, and there's not very many humans are ready to do that.
Yeah, buying it because it looks good. This will suit me.
Yes.
This will look good with me. You're saying that when you're training dogs, the human, we're looking the dog to behave in a certain way, to sit, to stand, to walk, on our order or to obey us. But I remember you saying something to me one time that the dog takes on if there's a nervous owner, the dog becomes nervous. Yeah. Can you highlight or elaborate a wee bit more on that for me?
Okay, so sometimes people are a wee bit nervous and they're worried about their dogs, and if they see a big dog in the distance, they'll lift their wee dog up, or try and get their dog out of the way instead of letting them be dogs and socialize and sniff each other and do all those dog things. Sometimes people are quite nervous, and worry about everything that the dog does, and they're always watching it. It would be like you watching your children 24/7. They would either find ways to get out of your way, or they'd never do anything. And you've got to let them grow and let them have their personalities and give them confidence. And they need confidence to deal with life in general. And the other side of that is if they got lost or something and they were nervous, it would be very hard to be caught and very hard to be rehabilitated. If they had maybe 2 or 3 years of being nervous and being mollycoddled, etc. Mm-hmm. So, but they do tend to take on, if you've got loud people, dogs can be louder. You get energetic people, they'll be energetic because they'll need it. And they do. I mean, basically, you bring in an 8-week-old puppy, and their role model is everybody in the house. So, they do kind of take that on. But sometimes that causes stress as well. If it's a stressful household, you would get a stressed dog.
It's amazing, isn't it? Where we think it's just the dog that's doing these things, but it's picking up from
Yeah.
the owner.
Years ago, when I was studying at the beginning, I was told if you go into a house and the dog's chasing its tail, see how you feel. If you feel like you want to chase your tail, you can understand the dog's perspective.
Robin, you have fabulous online programs set up that people can do from the comfort of their own home. I think this is absolutely amazing. People worldwide are downloading the programs, and it's for people that have. You can enlighten me a bit more, but I believe it's for if you have a new puppy, older dogs, that I can learn, or people can learn that I can best have a better relationship between myself and the dog. Will you tell us a wee bit more about them?
Okay, so these sort of lessons or online courses have been selling in the UK and the USA over the last few years. And they just replicate what I would do in class. Class isn't for everybody, and it's not everybody can get to a class. And some people are uncomfortable in that group setting. So it's quite a useful thing for people to do at home. So I have a course for puppies, and it's exactly the same as what we teach in our puppy classes. There's one for adolescent dogs, and there's something to help people with their mature and older dogs to help get, solve any problems they have with them and help them have a better life. The courses were designed during COVID. I recorded me training my own dogs and a little bit of commentary, and they're very easy to follow. So it's an excellent resource for everybody. And even, if you get a puppy at Christmas, it's a good idea to put that as an add-on gift.
For anyone that is doing your online training program, can they get to talk to you in person?
Yes, as part of the program, going forward, there will be a 30-minute free consultation, and that will be within 12 weeks of purchasing the online course. I'm there to help and support everybody. It's not always easy to pick things up, and maybe some people need a little bit more clarification or a little bit of help, or just for some troubleshooting or some reassurance. So that's available, included within the purchase of the course.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great, because there's one thing doing an online course. There's another thing actually having human contact with someone that I need to ask a question about. This might actually make me get a dog. I don't know how Jim will think of that. He'll say, no, Evelyn. So, Robin, tell us a few of the most common issues that owners feel that they're having with their dog. I wonder if the dogs could talk, what the issues is they have with the owners. What do you see?
Well, I think the owners don't listen to the dog, and have to remember that dogs don't tell lies. They're very, very honest. But a lot of dog problems could have been prevented, from puppyhood, and lives could have been made a lot easier. So at the minute, sort of the COVID-related ones would be lack of socialization or good socialization, separation problems. And then other ones would be maybe frustration. So they're barking out of frustration because they need something to do. And those would be the main problems. Dogs that are aggressive or bitey, perhaps that would come under the frustration as well. But common puppy problems are teaching them to be left on their own, the toilet training and the play biting. And you have to remember that these things will go away. They will pass with proper training. It doesn't take that much, but when you have a puppy, you've got to put that bit of work in because you've 14 years of it. So yeah, most of the problems can be resolved from an early age with the proper care and the proper training. And this is why it's important to get those puppy courses out there and get people started on the right foot.
Absolutely, because then what happens then? We have a place full of rescue dogs. You've rescued a few dogs yourself, Robin?
All 4 of them. Maggie, the oldest one, she's 13. She rescued her as a pup, and all the rest of them have been either a year or 2 years, or I think Jake was 3 or 4 years old when I got him. But they're still all knocking about. 3 of them are over 10, and one of them's about a year and a half.
Is it because people don't want their dogs anymore? They're not fit to look after their dogs anymore? Is that why the rescue centres become oversubscribed?
There's a myriad of reasons, generally it's because the main reason is they become from the cute little puppy that was great fun to an adolescent. So they become teenagers, and that's very hard for a lot of people to take in. And that's the most difficult part of having a dog, the most difficult phase of their life. Anybody that's had kids would probably back me up on that one. There are other reasons, like people become too ill, or they have to move house and they're going to a rental or accommodation or something like that, or life circumstances change, and that's just, there's nothing we can do about that. But that's one of the main reasons is adolescence, and people not wanting their puppies anymore.
And that's if we could do the research before getting the dog to know, yes, it's going to be like this at puppy stage. Now we have the teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that if any parent with a lot of their own teenagers, you would think, do I want children? But we do. And we go through those phases. So that's the importance of knowing the dog, knowing how it's going to develop, and for ourselves to develop along with the animal as well.
Yeah.
Robin, I want to say thank you so much for your time. If anyone's listening here today and you are contemplating getting a dog for Christmas, please do your research, do your homework on this, and feel, is this right for yourself? If you do have a pup, the teenage dog or the older dog, Robin has available his online programs, which you can easily purchase at a very affordable price and receive Robin's 30-minute consultation along with that. And if anybody wants to reach out and contact you, Robin, it's robinbatesdogtraining.com.
It is, yes.
Good man. And you're on Facebook and Instagram.
I am, yes.
Robin, thank you for sponsoring this show, and thank you for your time and your knowledge and your wisdom.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Today's show is sponsored by Robin Bates Dog Training, with over 20 years' experience making a difference to the lives of humans and your four-legged friend. Check out Robin's online training programs from the comfort of your own home. Visit robinbatesdogtraining.com.